Welcome to Hide and Seek TV. It's your boy, and I'm about to get ready to do a very deep breakdown concerning the new Hood video about Colt Ford and Kevin Gates and Jermaine Dupri. And the first off, I want to delve into the back to blue on the car, and I'm gonna really delve deep into this. And I want y'all to hear me out because there's no way around this with the whole back in blue, because what they were saying, it all pertains to what the whole theme of the one world religion, one world order via the Masons, hint the Masonic blue, back to blue. So, I'm gonna really get into this blue aspect before I delve into the video in a little bit. But as you see, I want to get into Dr. Manhattan right quick and what Dr. Manhattan represents. Because as you see, which is very serious, because as we know, it's all this is nothing but Antichrist theme, embodying the likeness of the Messiah, as it's written, you see that circle on his forehead, and as it's written, which is all blasphemy, because um as it's written, the appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of beryl, and their Ford had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as if it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel, and hence the whole thing, the wheel within a wheel. You know what I'm saying? Which all shows how the Messiah goes from being the beginning and the ending, Alpha and Omega, the Most High. Everything comes together. You feel what I'm saying? So as you see how deep that goes with the Dr. Manhattan, I want to get into this blue theme because what's very important is Dr. Manhattan is played by Yahya, the man who plays Candyman. He played the Black Manta, a lot of movies. And what's so deep about it is that, also on the film back in '09, The Watchmen, he was played by Billy. And what's serious about that, because as we know, the Antichrist will come in the name of the Messiah, you know what I mean, and blaspheme. As it's written, he will blaspheme. And you see, anyway, when you understand how deep that goes with the Billy, because it's just written in Exodus 3:14. Remember, the Most High told Moses, "My name is I am that I am." So I had the whole theme of the Billy, how he embodied that name. And the brother was talking about this. Shout out to the brother, you know who you are. And it makes sense. Like, there's no way around it, how he embodies the name. He's played by Yahya on a series, and then on the movie, he was played by Billy. So hit the whole theme of coming in the likeness of the Messiah in the name and using it to blaspheme and use it, there's power in the name. And he uses the name for what? To mislead the people. So everything comes together. And what's deep too, Dr. Manhattan's son name is Christopher. Hint Christ, Christopher. Like, it's all in our face. You know what I mean? And he has all the abilities of the Messiah, all the abilities. Look at this. He has creator ability. Can't mislead the people. Come on, man. The whole theme of altering creation. Hint how he manipulates the atoms. You know what I'm saying? The whole theme of he has genius level intellect. He's a reality alterer. He can alterate reality. You know what I'm saying? Like time traveling, shape shifting, and so forth. Telepath, telepathy. He got telekinesis. All of this stuff is just all blasphemy of how he embodied the likeness of the Messiah and utilize it for wickedness, you know what I'm saying, to mislead the people. And as we know, remember, I've been covering this with Obama. Remember, I covered this man a million times on my channel consistently. Remember, they called Obama the God of all things. You see how I was just reading through this, and I'm going to get real deep on this, because the enemy of Dr. Manhattan, his name is Moloch. And what's so deep about that, as it's written, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. So how they switched the roles. Dr. Manhattan is the Messiah, and, Moloch is his enemy. You know what I mean? And when you understand Moloch, people who are familiar with this, and the Colt understanding, that represents what? The god of sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? So you got Dr. Manhattan, which is like Antichrist, and then you got fighting Moloch. But when you understand how deep that goes, because as it's written in Revelation 17:16, and the 10 horns which sitteth upon which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn it with fire. So hit the whole theme of how they had destroyed the Babylonian whore. The whole theme of the beast shall destroy the whore. You feel what I'm saying? And it's deep because what's amazing about this is the name of Moloch, on a character on in the Watchmen. Moloch actually is his real like identity. His name is Edgar Jacoby. And when you understand the name Edgar, what does Edgar mean? It means the wealthy spear. And obviously, Jacoby means what? Jacoby don't mean nothing but Jacob and the 12 tribes of Israel. And remember I said Edgar means the unwealthy spear. Hence the Messiah shall rule the nations with the rod of iron, the spear. So you see how they switched it because, like I said, woe unto them that make evil good and good evil. So you see how they made the Messiah be Moloch because when you understand how deep this, how deep this goes, Moloch is the bull god, which is all duality and all vice versa of the Messiah, as it's written in Revelation 4:7 that he is as the bull, the royal bull, the ox. That's why they made him become Moloch. It's crazy. It's insane. And when you understand how deep this goes about your boy Dr. Manhattan, which is crazy. Remember I said how he's able to control the atoms. Remember I said how he's telekinetic. He got genius level intellect. He got everything: shape shifting, flight, levitation, self regeneration, telepathy, telekinesis, teleportation, dimensional travel. Remember I said how they already call Obama the god of all things. And when you understand how deep this goes, is because as it's written in Galatians 4:3, even so, when we were children, we're in bondage under the elements of this world. That's why Dr. Manhattan controls the elements. He controls everything. And Obama, the God of all things. And you see how it says that, the children of Israel are what? Under bondage, under the elements of the world. And Satan, Lucifer, the ruler of the air. And as it's written in 2 Corinthians 4:4, the God of this world is who? Satan is the God of this world, misleading the people. That's why your boy Dr. Manhattan, remember he worked for the US. Remember he was working for the United States Department of Defense. No way around this stuff. No way around it. You know what I mean? There's no way around it. And let's just even delve even deeper into this, man. Hint on the Watchmen, which is very deep, is because when you understand how deep this goes, your boy Jeffrey was Dr. Manhattan's like right hand man. He's called the comedian. And remember I already broke that down before about how the Joker, how all that ties back, remember I was saying all that ties back to is Obama. Let me show you this right quick. The whole theme of the great Riddler, the author of confusion. You know what I'm saying? The whole Joker thing, the great comedian. And when you understand that, that's why that year Obama was elected in '08 is when Heath Ledger, the Dark Knight Joker, was taken out the picture. You know what I'm saying? But I want to keep this going. Like I said, Jeffrey plays the comedian. All Jeffrey names mean, all it means is peace. And we understand how deep that goes in 1 Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction shall come upon them. The whole thing of how they chanting, one world peace, one world order, one world religion, do it thou wilt. Obama is all about the democracy, the voting to bring forth peace. As it's written in Daniel chapter 8, verse 24, that the mighty king of fire's countenance, and his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power, and he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper in practice, and shall destroy the mighty and holy people. And through his policy also shall cause craft to prosper in his hands. He shall magnify in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. So look how Jeffrey, which is a comedian, had to be right hand man of Dr. Manhattan. And Jeff means nothing but peace. Let's even get deeper, because you know how Dr. Manhattan, and hint the whole theme of how Obama, remember he went to Columbia University in 1981. Remember that? He went to Columbia University out in New York. People familiar with New York? Hint, that's in New York City, Manhattan. Come on, man. Hint, Dr. Manhattan came out in 1986. That's when his character was first introduced. And Obama went to Columbia University in 1981. He was 20 years. What was he like? Yeah, 20 years old. Come on, man. While William Taylor was a psychiatrist on the movie The Watchmen, hint the Messiah, mending the mind. You know what I'm saying? Hint the whole theme of, how he able to, take on our sins, able to, mediate, be our mediator. Come on, man. So hint the whole theme of the I am that I am, the William. So just showing why all that had to be connected in this whole thing with Dr. Manhattan. So I want to show some more things. Pay attention to this, man. There's no way around it. Let's get even deeper because remember I said the name William, right? Now this guy right here, name is Gorilla Grodd. And his name when he's in a human body is William. And I am that I am. Notice what he tells Obama.
Barack Obama, it will almost be an honor to kill you.
Yeah, he using a whole telepathy to interact with Obama because hence the Messiah has the Holy Spirit upon him. And look at what he told him. And you see behind Obama when he says that it's not fair and justice. You see that. So how they all want to establish the one world peace. There's no way around it. Let's get even deeper, man. And this right here, Obama. Remember he is at the North Carolina and Blue Devils game with Zion Williamson. Zion, the son of William. Like, come on, all of this stuff connects, man. Remember, as it's written that Israel is the firstborn of the Most High. Zion, the son of William. Zion Williamson on Duke's Blue Devils. And it's deep because when you understand that the North Carolina Tar Heels, as it's written in Genesis 3, that the Messiah, shall be bruised at the heel and he should crush the head of Satan. You know what I mean? As he crushed the head of the serpent. So he had the Tar Heels versus the Blue Devils. And Obama, what was he saying? He was saying, oh, his shoe exploded. And he had on a bomber's jacket. And he said his shoe exploded. You know what I mean? All of this stuff comes together, man. And there's no way around it. Hint Duke Blue Devils. The Masonic Blue. Let's get even deeper than this. I want to even take it real further right quick. I get onto this subject another day. But let's get even deeper because remember Jim Carrey. Remember, he played Eggman. For those who are familiar with Sonic the Hedgehog, remember he go against Eggman. And when you understand how deep that is, hint Jim Carrey. Carrey, remember I said when you translate Kara, all it means is the anointed Messiah. And remember I said this is why all the movies always have to have a car crash, etc., because it all represents blaspheming the name of the Messiah. And remember I said how the Messiah he leads us to the kingdom. And that's why they like to crash the car because they're saying, we want to go our own path. We don't need you as a chauffeur. We want to walk our own path. Do what thou wilt. Peace, one world order. Everyone has equal rights, equal opportunity. You know what I mean? Hint Kara. So you see how Eggman always want to catch the Blue Devil Sonic. So listen to what she says. This is off the movie right here.
What the heck is going on? Is that Haley? So, remember how Crazy Carl is always going on about the Blue Devil?
Yeah, they said Crazy Carl. Because Carl derives out of Kara, which don't mean nothing but anointed Messiah. And you see how they talking about the Blue Devil, Sonic. Let's get even deeper by Eggman because Eggman is deep by Eggman because all that represents is nothing. Remember, as it's written, Satan falleth from heaven as fast as lightning. So that's why Sonic the Hedgehog, the Blue Devil. And then, Eggman represents the Messiah bringing forth the new kingdom, action, the new kingdom. You know what I'm saying? And you remember in his story, Sonic with Eggman, he actually lost his memories. And I'm gonna break this down because remember I said how Thor lost his memories of who he was as a god. Eggman lost his memories. You know what I mean? Goku lost his memories as a Saiyan because all that represents the Messiah going through the it represents him going through his forms from being a lamb of God into a lion of Judah, a ruler, going from being a sacrifice to a ruler. Excuse all the whitewashing, but I just want to use a specific image right quick with the lamb and the Lion of Judah. But you see how deep that goes, how heavy this stuff is. The hint losing the memories of being a sacrifice and becoming, a king in his new life, in the new form of Messiah. Like this stuff is deep, man. I want to just, iterate on that. That's why Jordan had to beat the Sonics. Sonic, hint that all represents as well. It represents sound. Like how they say the Supersonics. Hint the whole theme of thunder. You know what I mean? And Jordan is the bull, so that all remember after that, Jordan played against the Jazz back to back because hint that all represents the horn announcing the Messiah being, on the scene. Hint the Sonics represents the sound, and the Jazz represents the horn blowing. You know what I mean? And the bull Messiah, on the scene, everything coming to fruition. So it's just all in our face. You know what I mean? Hint the Blue Devil, Sonic the Hedgehog, hint Masonic. And look at this right here. Hint Sonic the Hedgehog, you know what I'm saying? Because when you understand that, as it's written in Job 110, has not thou made an hedge about him and about his house and about all that he hath on every side. Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. So hint that was all talking about how Job had the protection around him when Satan wanted to test his spirit and see could he, break him, you know what I mean? So hint the hedgehog. It's crazy. It all comes together. It all just comes together. And I want to show y'all something else. Remember I said how Satan falleth as lightning. Like, look at this right here. It's all in our face. Oh, my fault. You see how Flash hint Barry. Remember Barack hint Barack Obama hint Barry. Remember how they call him Barry for a nickname? Hint Barry Allen, Barack Obama. Satan, whole theme of fast as lightning. You know what I'm saying? And you see how he break the nose? Because when you understand that, that all the nose breaking, like I said in John 19:34, that Messiah, remember his lungs got damaged during the crucifixion. So he wasn't able to breathe. You know what I'm saying? And when you understand how deep that goes, hint why they want to break the nose, because in ancient Egypt, they used to do the nose breaking because that all represented, becoming a god yourself. You know what I mean? So look how deep that goes, how he broke the nose.
So that's how that happened.
Then he feeds you to the beast. You see that T-Rex devouring flesh? Hint feed you to the beast after breaking the nose. There's no way around this stuff. So you see right here how deep this stuff goes, because as you can see how the guy Colt Ford is wearing legacy on his shirt, the legacy of the Masons. And you see how your boy right behind him, as you can see, you got that anchor right there. And you see dude right here is wearing a cross as well. Hint the whole Masonic, worship, the Jesus. I was talking about the Masonic G, you know what I mean? And it's deep because when you understand how they use these things to blaspheme the Messiah, you know what I mean, mislead his people. So you see how deep this stuff goes. You got the cross and you got the anchor behind him. And that's very deep because when you understand that anchor, as it's written, in that day there should be an altar to the Lord in the midst of the land of Egypt, and a pillar at the border thereof to the Lord, and which are a shadow of things to come, but the body is of Yahushua. So you see at the top of the pyramid, it's measured 76 degrees, and that foreshadow the kingdom to come. You know what I'm saying? The foreshadowing of the kingdom to come. So you see the whole theme of that, which is deep, because that anchor, all that deals with is nothing but the Ark of the Covenant. You know what I'm saying? Hint the basket, the Ark of the Covenant. You know what I mean? The boat, the ship. And when you understand that that anchor, it all represents nothing but the symbol of the Messiah, which is used to what? Keep the ship from sinking, keep the ship mounted, keep Messiah mounted on the Ark of the Covenant. But this whole battle, that's why Obama had to be the 44th president. Remember I said number 44, it's all symbolic for the Ark of the Covenant. Remember when I was breaking that down? That's why he established the whole situation with the LGBT, with the rainbow and all of that. Because remember, when the Messiah is upon the Ark of the Covenant, what happens? And that's the rainbow of God, the throne of God. You know what I'm saying? So that whole thing with that, there's no way around it. All blasphemy. That's why your boy Gates is wearing Chicago. Hint the connection with Obama with Chicago. And you see the legacy, and then the girl wearing the anchor. Let's get deep on that right quick, because remember I was talking about 76 degrees is the measurement of Messiah at the top of the altar. As you see, you got your boy Marvin, for people who are familiar with Power Raising Canaan. Notice his license plate say 76. You know what I mean? And then how he's wearing the anchor. You see how he got the anchor, right? And when you translate Yahushua into the English from the Hebrew, it becomes Lewis. Remember, I've been breaking all this down, and I want to just show something right quick so I can further advance in this. Pay attention to this. So for people who are familiar, this right here is Ghost off the movie, off the show Power. My fault. This is Ghost. And remember when I was talking about it earlier about how the Messiah goes from the will within the will to go through his forms of becoming king. Remember I explained that the will within the will. You know what I'm saying? So you see how Ghost is turning the wheel. Because remember I was talking about it earlier about how the Messiah, with the lamb, go from being a lamb, you know what I mean, to a king. When I was speaking about that earlier. So look at this, how he turns the wheel. He's fighting Lewis, right? Lewis is the one on top. In John 19:34, as it's written, Messiah's lungs got damaged and then came out blood and water when he got stabbed in the lungs by the spear. Look at this. See that water coming on him. See that how he beat Lewis because he had to keep him as a sacrifice. And that's the whole legacy of the Masons, you know what I'm saying? But I want to get deeper on this anchor right quick, because when you understand how deep this goes, this is why it was a hood movie called Narc. This is why Will Coleman is the actor, and William, remember I was talking about the William, I am that I am, he wears 766, 776 on his arm, right? And you see Planet of the Apes, you got 76 on the bridge. They're in a fight against the humans. You see 76. And you see how Billy on the movie It, you see how he has the boat, because you see he has the Ark of the Covenant. That's why what's his name? It was telling them, which don't represent nothing but Obama. Remember I showed you the clown earlier. All that represents is nothing but the Riddler that bring in the Ritalin to try to devour the soul. All Sphinx energy. People who are familiar with the Egyptian Sphinx. When you couldn't solve the riddle, you would be destroyed. Hint Obama is a Leo. Hint the cat. You know what I mean? The Sphinx, the cat, the lion, and then Obama is a Leo. Hint the lion. But when you understand that right here, you see how he has the Ark of the Covenant. He was saying, come get it from the sewers. Come get it from hell. And remember, as it's written in Revelation 1:18, Messiah has the keys to hell and to death. But you see how he did this right here. The Ark of the Covenant. All about being mounted down, man. I mean, there's no way around it right here. There's no way around that. The 70 Messiah at rulership at the top of the Ark of the Covenant, the top of the altar. And you see how you got 766, and then you got the anchor. No way around this stuff. This right here, Will Ferrell was the anchor man. William the anchor man. I have broke this down on a video before too. I have to find it. Forgot which video it was, but I had broke that anchor man down. Crazy symbolism. And the anchor man anyway, bringing the good news. Messiah brings the good news. News anchor. Which news of the kingdom. Notice Popeye got the anchor, and you see he got the anchor on his arm. Popeye represent Messiah, the sailor man, and Brutus represented nothing but Lucifer. fighting over olive oil. Remember, as it's written that Israel is as the olive branch, the bride. That's why they both was fighting over who would get the bride. And that's why William, symbolically, that's why William Henry had to be the one to make an anti-Masonic party. William. All symbolic. It's crazy. So anyway, on that movie Narc, remember I said, dude, William wore number 76 on his arm, right? Notice you got 67 when he break in the door. And this was when they was trying to find somebody and they couldn't find him. And they have 67 on the door because this is very deep, because remember I said 76 represent Messiah at rulership. And then notice the time mark is at 33 minutes. Hence the 33 represents the ascension. Remember Messiah, the ascension at age 33. So notice when they come in the door and they trying to find somebody, they got 67 on the door because hint Messiah, being attacked. I'm going to break this down in a minute. But when you understand that in Matthew 26:67, hint the 6-7, then did they spit in his face and buffeted him, and others, hit him with the palm of their hands. Hint the whole theme of the 67. That all represents nothing but the attacking the Messiah, because 76, 7 represents spirit and 6 represents flesh. So hence 7, being high, the spirit being higher than the flesh. And then when it's 6-7, that represents flesh being higher than spirit. It's just all symbolic, That's why your girl, Coyle Ray, see how she got 67 on, and you see how she got that fish right there. Now I'm gonna break this video down the line, but you see how she got that fish right there, hint Messiah, the fisherman, and you remember the fish used to be a symbol it's a symbol of Christ. Remember how they used the fish because he's a fisherman. The kingdom of heaven is like a merchant man casting his net in the sea, catching fish. So you see how she got 67 on while she's holding the fish. It's crazy, wearing the Masonic blue. Feel me? That's why I had to include that. Notice how right here, how they obviously throwing up the devil horns, and you see how they trying to, the boy Kevin Gates is trying to say, oh yeah, we getting stronger. You see he's throwing up the devil horns. It was all about Christianity and Islam merging as one. Even though we got our differences, we can come together, form a perfect union, perfect one world order. We the people. Blue angel, as you see. And remember I was talking about the back in blue earlier. Back to blue, my fault. And as it's written, remember as it's written, wherefore if they shall say unto you, behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. This is talking about the Antichrist. And why your boy Dr. Manhattan is in the desert of Mars. Prove my point about the whole Obama thing, man. You feel what I'm saying? It's all in our face, And you remember how I was talking about it earlier? How I remember I was talking about this earlier, right? About how the name Lewis translates, from Yahushua. When you break it down, I'm about to show y'all fighting Lewis. You see, Jeffrey Lewis had to be the one talking about he loved Dr. Manhattan. And okay, you say, oh yeah, he just said that. It's a regular person. Look at his shirt. He got the fish on. Remember, I just show y'all Coyle Ray with the fish. Right? Remember, I show y'all Coyle Ray with the fish in 6-7. And notice he got the fish. Mentioning Dr. Manhattan. Remember about the whole thing with Manhattan with the Twin Towers and how deep that goes, because remember I broke this down before. Remember during the time of Moses when he dropped in Exodus 34, I'm gonna read it right quick. Remember he was carrying he was carrying the laws of God, the commandments. And as it's written, remember Moses had dropped them and broke them at first. He broke the 2 tablets. And remember the Most High told him to basically don't let nobody know that he's coming back up to Mount Sinai, and that he's gonna rewrite everything that was on the tables of stone, rewrite it again. Remember that. Hint the whole theme of the destruction of this, and then what happens? They bring new laws, new security laws. You know what I mean? It's deep stuff, man. It's all deep stuff. All dealing with the finance, all dealing with the heaven's treasures. As it's written, remember as it's written that it's easier for a camel You know, to walk through the eye of a needle than a rich man into the kingdom of God. That's why they do the Masonic camel walk. And remember, he said, do not store your treasures on heaven. Do not store your treasures on earth, but in the kingdom of heaven. That's why they're doing the digital cashless money. And how all of this right here was all leading us into that. Stuff is crazy. But I'm actually going to end that right here. Thank you for watching Hide and Seek TV. Much more is coming. Peace.